So now we have to adjust this earnings before taxes by the accounting depreciation and the tax depreciation. So for the tax accounting depreciation, we know that we have to add it back because the government is already granting concessions to companies to deplete their assets on tax basis. So in this case, we will add back the accounting depreciation and then we use the tax depreciation. So as you can see, we have the accounting depreciation is lesser than the tax depreciation. So this tax depreciation reduces earnings before taxes than the accounting depreciation. So it's very, very important in modeling, and this is in the real world scenario where governments might intervene to help companies who acquire huge assets so that they can participate in such a tax reduction as a result of paying lesser taxes into the future. So in order to make several adjustments going forward, it's just going to be equal to the earnings before taxes after adjustments. We reference that. Then we have to account for any use of tax losses. So we're going to be doing that in the tax loss section here. So we have a tax loss carried forward of roughly $24 million in the year 2022. We're going to be referencing that year. We can fill the earnings before taxes after adjustments, right? And then later on, we will have to reference this $24 million, which we have it set up for us in our transaction section. So we go and we reference that end of 2022 tax use of tax losses. So the opening balance is equal to the prior period's closing balance. So it's a Cox code calculation. And then going forward to make adjustments for the new losses, it's going to be equal to, we take the lesser of the earnings before taxes. So we are saying that if the earnings before taxes, if there was a loss, then we will have to add it back. So that's exactly what we're doing here. We're just taking whatever the negative was of the losses in that time period. So we are adding it back in case there was any loss. So the earnings before taxes is that amount. So that's exactly what we are doing here. We are just taking the negative of whatever losses will be. So in this case, if we go here, we say we want to override this to be, say there was a negative earnings before taxes, we can say that it's going to be adding up here as a new loss in that period. So we can go back and undo that. Then for the use of tax losses, it's going to be equal to, we are also taking the lesser of two things. So we're going to use the tax loss, either the opening balance of whatever the tax losses were, or the earnings before taxes after adjustment. So we reference this here. So we are using either that amount or whatever the earnings before tax after adjustments. So after we've accounted for the tax depreciation and accounting depreciation from the earnings before taxes, whatever is left, we take that amount, the lesser of that amount, or the lesser of the beginning balance of whatever the tax losses were. So that's exactly what we're doing here. We take the minimum of those two, and then we can now auto sum that. So it's going to be the beginning balance plus any new losses, and then we deduct any use of tax losses to the future. So now going forward, we can now reference our use of tax losses. So it's going to be equal to this amount, and fill that right with Control R. So to calculate our taxable income, it's going to be, we're going to take the earnings before tax after adjustments, and we deduct the use of tax losses. So in the first year, we have no taxes to pay. going forward, the year 2024, this company starts paying taxes into the future. So having done that, the next thing we want to do, you have to calculate the current taxes. So the current taxes, in this case, it's gonna be based on the taxable income. So we take whatever the current taxes in the period was, that is the cash taxes, we take that amount and we multiply it by our assumed tax rate of 25%. So that's the taxes in that year, the current taxes. And then for the total taxes, it's gonna be equal to the earnings before taxes. We take that amount, which we already had it from the income statement, and then we multiply it by our assumed tax rate here. Reference set. So we have it set up there. So now in order to calculate the deferred taxes, which are non-cash taxes, so it's gonna be equal to whatever the total taxes were, and then we deduct the current taxes from the total taxes. So we have it set up that we can now fill this right with Control R. As you can see, we have our total taxes, which we're gonna be referencing later on in our income statement. So we have calculated the deferred taxes and we have calculated the current taxes. So in this case, the deferred taxes is a non-cash item, so we have to use this amount later on in the cash flow statements to adjust for the change, to adjust for the cash used in